Hello, kitties! Joker here with a review for you of the Mars Toys Prank Villain 1/6 scale figure, aka Cesar Romero Joker. Ooh, how deliciously fun this review is going to be! Yes, we are reviewing the 1/6 scale Cesar Romero Joker figure from Mars Toys. And as you see just from this image here, it looks beautiful. I do have some problems, but overall though, I'm very happy, and you will learn more of my issues and loves in this review. So first though, we're going to look at the box, and then we're going to take a closer look at the figure himself from head to toe, and the head sculpt as well. And this figure does not come with one or two, but comes with 3 head sculpts for a third-party company to provide 3 beautiful looking head sculpts. That's amazing to me. But you know what? Let's talk more looking at the figure. But first, let's go ahead, look at the box, and then its accessories. And now we're going to be looking at the box here. Here's the front of it with the beautiful picture of Cesar Romero. And as you see there, Prank Villain 1/6 scale collectible figure, because this is a third-party figure, so they can't put, 66 Joker or Cesar Romero for copyright reasons. But like I said, looking at this figure though, when you get it in hand, it doesn't feel like a third-party figure to me. Now, let's go ahead and look at the back of the box here, shall we? And here's the back of the box here with 2 beautiful promo pictures of the Cesar Romero Joker. And then all of the legalese and stuff there on the bottom right here, and social media links as well. And here's the accessories you get with the figure here. Let's take a closer look. I won't be taking these out really because I won't be using a lot of them, but I want to show you anyways what they look like. So the dehydrator weapon that he uses in the film, right there, perfect, love it. Then you got the mask as well he wears in the film at the end of the film when he holds the weapon, or well, the machine. The picture frame, which you see in, I think, in the art episode, and also too in the behind the scenes photos of Cesar Romero, as well as these beautiful looking flowers from, I think, the same episode or from his first episode in the 66 series. And of course from season 3, you got the famous swimming episode, or I should say surfboard episode, with his swim trunks there. Of course, I won't be displaying my Cesar Romero of those, but it's still cool. They add in that little touch there. And of course too, you get more accessories as well if you buy the other versions of the Cesar Romero. The clown version, which is his first appearance episode, and of course his baseball appearance look, which I think is from season 2. I do not know for sure. But yes, if you want his different looks and other accessories, you will have to buy those other 2 versions. Right now, we are looking at the main version. So, let's go ahead and check his other accessories here. And here's his other accessories, which is a bunch of his hands. Very well sculpted hands here. And you get a bunch of them too. So many beautiful hands. We're going to go into deep detail on those in a second, along too with these head sculpts there. This one I love so much. And then you got the other one too, which is very perfect. But we're going to go into great detail of those right now. So before we look at the main body, let's take a closer look at the other head sculpts and hands. And here's the 2 head sculpts that you get with the figure, and they look fantastic. The one on the right is my favorite, and I think it's the one I'm going to display the most. The one on the left I love, but it's my least favorite. But like I said though, you got 3 amazing looking head sculpts. It's hard to choose which one is the best or worst. I think all 3 look great. But if you ask me for my personal opinion on which one is the weakest, or I should say the one I don't care for the most, it'll be the one on the left. But other than that though, it's still a beautiful looking sculpt, and I just love them all. And I'll go into more details of the main head sculpt once I talk about the body. But first though, let me show you a more detailed look at those hands. And here's a more closer look at the hands. Very well sculpted indeed. And I love that they have the skin texture underneath in that hole there, because like I said, he didn't paint his arms white, and you can see that in the show as well, that he has not painted his arms whatsoever. And you can see the different skin colors between his face and his hands. But that is accurate to the show, and these gloves are accurate to the show too, with the button there and everything. That's a, well, thumbs up for me right here. But now let's go ahead and look at the main body, shall we? Alright, and now let's take a look at the figure from head to toe here. So first, let's look at this beautiful head sculpt. As you see, very beautiful. We're going to go into more detail about that head sculpt and talk about my full thoughts on all three here. But for now, let's take a closer look at the body and the suit. And as you see, this suit is looking beautiful looking. I love it a lot. But there's one issue I have with mine, and we'll stop it here for a moment. As you look right there, you can see I have a purple dark stain mark right there on the suit, unfortunately. Let's get a closer look, shall we? And as you see right there, there's that purple little stain mark. It's not a big stain mark, so I'm not going to try to return it or anything. It's not that big of a deal. I could maybe even get it out, but thought I'll point that out since my version has that. But I have noticed that no other versions really has this issue. Maybe it's just my own. We'll see. So now after that stain mark there, let's go down a little bit more, showing off more of the suit there, with the vest looking beautiful, and the pants too right here, as you see, looks fantastic to me. And then we go from the base here and look at those shoes, those perfect little shoes. I love how they look a lot. They're not super shiny like they should be, I feel like, because in the 66 show, he has very shiny looking shoes. But overall though, I'm very happy with how they came out with though. Nice and black with a little bit of shine, but should be just a little bit more shinier. So now let's go ahead and look from the back of him to check out more of that detail. So now let's go ahead and look from the back here. As you see, beautiful work. The cut on his tailcoat here is very well done with the buttons and how it's shaped. Very perfect to me. And then we get to the back of the head sculpt here with that hair detailing. That looks very well done in my opinion. It just looks very well done for a third party, you know? You don't expect this type of detail and look from a third party, but Mars Toys has done a great job with this figure. I mean, such a beautiful job. And now let's go ahead and talk more about this head sculpt here, shall we? Let's get more of a closer look at it here to show you more of the details. So here's the head sculpt of this Cesar Romero Joker figure. As you see, beautiful. It looks just like Cesar Romero. 100%, no doubts about it. This is straight out of the 66 show. But I thought I'd bring up some interesting points I've seen and my one issue with it, which is not a big issue. So let's bring a side-by-side comparison here of the promotional photo they have of this head sculpt to the head sculpt I have here. As you can see, the promotion photos are a lot better. The sharpness, the paint job, especially to the mustache, is very much more HD and more realized, I feel like. But the final production piece is not bad. It's just that you can tell there's a little downgrade, but it's not a super downgrade. I still think we got a perfect looking head sculpt. I'll say if the prototype was 100%, the production piece that we have here, the main and final piece, is at a 90%. But still, 90% is great for a head sculpt, especially too for 1/6. Now, let's go to the one issue I have with the head sculpt here, and it's mostly too with all three of them, is the hair color. The hair color, all three, it's not a bad green. It's still a nice bright green, but it needs to be a little bit more brighter. In the 66 show, Cesar Romero wore a very bright green wig, and I feel like Mars Toys could have made the hair a little bit more of that brighter green, but other than that though, I think they still did a fantastic job. This looks like Cesar Romero through and through. Any way you look at him, like right there, looks fantastic. And then if you look at him through this way too, he looks, I can't describe it. It looks like Cesar Romero in 1/6 scale from the '66 show. They did such a fantastic job. I have no real big complaints besides the two things I mentioned in the video, which is the green hair and that little purple stain on the jacket. Other than that though, I am in love with this figure. And now we're going to my final thoughts on this figure, and I'll say it is a perfect 8 out of 10. If you're a big fan of Cesar Romero's Joker, you have to get this figure. You will not regret it whatsoever. It is very beautiful, very well done. Mars Toys, you did a fantastic job on this figure. Just maybe some quality control could have been better on the suit, and I know some of the hand stuff as well, but other than that, that's about it for me. But overall, I'll say if you're a big Cesar fan and is just a huge fan of the 60 series in general, you should need to buy this figure. It is a must for you. So that's my review. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time, my fellow kitties. Deliciously fun.